In this pod, we'll help you to understand the growth in support for the Nazi Party between the years 1928 and 1932.
In the 1928 Reichstag elections, the Nazi Party were unpopular and gained only 12 seats out of 441. Their poor result was highlighted by the 48 seats won by the Communist Party. It was at this point that the Nazi Party changed their policy and campaign tactics.
When the party reviewed the electoral results, they realized that they'd mostly appealed to disengaged farmers located in small rural towns. Farmers had not enjoyed a revival of fortune during the second half of the 1920s. They were voicing their discontent through the Nazi Party. The party also identified lower middle-class people as potential future voters. They embarked upon a campaign designed to target these groups. To do so, they focused their propaganda, biased and misleading political material, on the economic difficulties of these people. This, combined with a Nazi appeal for nationalism, attracted potential voters.
The Nazis also reviewed their propaganda message. They realized one specific message was far too narrow. The desires of the urban industrialists were very different to those of the working classes. They also realized they needed to acknowledge regional differences and adapted their campaigns accordingly. Karthik Narayanaswamy from Harvard University identified their use of propaganda as a calculated methodology. Hitler himself acknowledged that all propaganda has to be popular.
The campaign to increase popularity was not restricted to policies. In an effort to reach the young, the Nazi Party established free evening classes. They gave people an opportunity to better their education and public speaking skills. By the end of 1928, membership of the Nazi Party had nearly doubled. By 1929, it stood at 178,000. The party's willingness to change their message to fit with the voter had worked.
In October 1929, the American stock market collapsed in what was known as the Wall Street crash. Germany was plunged into depression. This single event gave the Nazi Party an opportunity to build upon its success. The general public quickly turned against the Weimar Republic as unemployment soared and many businesses went bankrupt overnight. They looked for a new government that would provide stability and security. Extremism began to recover its popularity, with extremist parties from the left and right offering solutions. The Nazi Party blamed the Weimar government, communists, and Jews. They reasserted their promise to destroy the enemy. Unemployment continued to rise, reaching 6 million by 1932. The Nazi Party offered jobs and bread, which appealed to many people suffering in the Depression.
The organization of the Nazi Party propaganda campaign also secured votes during this period. Joseph Goebbels, head of propaganda for the party, organized for Adolf Hitler to fly between speeches, allowing him to reach a greater number of voters. Hitler also spoke on the radio, and posters and marches were commonplace. Hitler was a fantastic public speaker and presented himself as a powerful leader, somebody who could bring Germany success.
The party also used the SA, or brown shirts, to present themselves as the party of protection. Whilst political violence grew, the Nazi Party presented the SA as a force for peace, able to deal with the communist threat. The Nazis would build up fear of the communists, disrupt their meetings, and then send in the brown shirts. This was an effective strategy, as many sections of society were worried by the growth of the Communist Party.
The Nazi Party enjoyed growing success, increasing their percentage of the vote in every Reichstag election. The most notable jump was from 107 seats in 1930 to 230 seats in July 1932. This made them the largest party in the Reichstag. During the same elections, the Communist Party gained 77 seats in 1930 and only increased their number of seats to 88 by July 1932.